we are moving on to number 11 in my top 15 favorite WrestleMania matches of all time. 15 was Shane and Vince. Number 14 was Edge and Jericho. 13 was Batista and Undertaker. And 12 was the first ever Money in the Bank ladder match. Now we move on to number 11, which is ironically, when I did Money in the Bank, that was at WrestleMania 21. There was another match on that same Mania that people would consider one of the greatest Mania matches of all time, and one of the best matches in both these men's careers. And that is, the first time ever, Shawn Michaels versus Kurt Angle. Who is the better wrestler? And you know that this match, the minute this match was made, you knew this match was going to be great. You knew what kind of performer Kurt Angle was. You knew what kind of performer Shawn was. So, the feud started back at the Royal Rumble. Earlier that year, Kurt Angle gets in the Rumble, he dominates a little bit, and then gets almost immediately eliminated by Shawn Michaels. Super kick later, bam, out the ring. A couple of minutes later, Angle's pissed. He runs back in the ring and he throws Shawn out. He busts open Shawn with the steel steps and starts putting on the ankle lock. And Kurt Angle describes this feud as, this has been long overdue. This didn't start the Royal Rumble. This has been started for years. He talks about when he won gold medal with a broken freaking neck at the Olympics. People were talking about this Shawn Michaels guy at WrestleMania 12, stealing the show with Bret Hart, and claimed to be the greatest wrestler. And that ate Kurt Angle up. And he was like, that's bullshit. I'm the greatest wrestler. I'm an Olympic gold medalist. So, basically this entire feud was about who's the better wrestler. Who's the better overall pro wrestler. Not just pro wrestler, but just wrestler in general. Because Angle was a legit Olympic wrestler. But Shawn, when it came to pro wrestling, he was one of the best in the world. So before the feud, the match at WrestleMania 21, there was one thing I gotta talk about. Quite possibly one of Kurt Angle's greatest moments, if not his greatest moment. When he brought back Sensational Sherry, and he mocked Shawn Michaels on the episode SmackDown by saying Sexy Kurt. If you have not seen that, where the hell have you been? Go find it on YouTube. It's one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. Great stuff, though. I would love to have that on a ringtone for my phone. I think that would be fun. But the match is underway at WrestleMania 21. It is the battle of the best wrestlers. You have SmackDown's Kurt Angle versus Raw's Shawn Michaels. And these two just have that awesome chemistry, and they had great chemistry, and they had a spectacular match. In fact, if I remember seriously correct, if you're a fan of the wrestling gurus like guys like Mitch and Jared back in the day, I believe Jared said that his favorite match of all time was Shawn Michaels and Kurt Angle at WrestleMania 21 was, I believe, his favorite match. I have to double check with that, but I believe that's what he said. So this match has a lot impact on a lot of people. And you stole the show with the start of it trying to out-wrestle each other, who can do the bear holds, the bear grappling. And then it slowly picked up to more aggressive stuff where you're having like ankle slams to ring posts, slingshots from the rope to others crashing through a table, submission hold after submission hold, German suplexes, big moves. It was a slow build match. It started off as a wrestling match, and then they just beat the piss out of each other for almost 30 minutes. It was awesome. And the end of it might have been a little bit shocking to some people. I don't know how. But Angle had the ankle lock in. Shawn Michaels tried to fight out of it. He did. Angle gets in the ankle lock again. I think Shawn Michaels fights out again. Then he gets it a third time, and this time locks it in. And Shawn Michaels is just hanging there for it feels like minutes. trying not to tap, trying to get to the rope, but counter it. He's locked in this hold for a long time. And then he has no choice but to tap. He submitted to Kurt Angle at the biggest stage of them all at WrestleMania. And at this point, keep in mind, both these guys were already made. Shawn Michaels was already a megastar, and Kurt Angle was already a star. So it was basically a dream match between two of the best wrestlers in WWE at that era. And Shawn put over Kurt Angle. Huge. This was huge. And then they end up having a couple more matches. They had, I think, a match at Backlash with Shawn Michaels got his win back. And then I think they had a match on Raw. I think it was a 30-minute Iron Man match on Raw and ended in a draw. Now, I don't remember if they had any other matches at that point. You can remind me if they did. But pretty much the feud, that I recall, did not have a definitive winner. Now, you can always say, like, well, which of the three matches was the best, but the thing is, all of them were great in their own way. I personally would think probably the WrestleMania match was probably the better match. Just the near falls, the drama, the story they were trying to tell was great. Again, this was a dream match. And lived up to hype. This was the first time ever, and they blew it out of the roof. Keep in mind, this was the show that had Eddie Guerrero Rey Mysterio as the opener, which was a great match. You had that Money in the Bank ladder match, like I said, that was on this list earlier. Fun match. You had Randy Orton Undertaker, which is not on this list. If it was on this list, it'd be somewhere in the top 20. That was a really good match. So there were great matches on the show, but Shawn and Angle just tore it up with their psychology. And you look back on it, it sucks that, we can get matches like this now, like almost every day, especially if you watch NXT, which again, I'm a huge fan of NXT, but the storytelling was just so simple. It was just, who was the better wrestler? And they made it work, and the match ended up being one of the best Mania matches they ever produced. And I'm going to go on record for saying this is not Shawn's only great match at WrestleMania. I'm going to tell you right now, there's a handful more on this list. And like I said, some of you could guess which some of those matches are. I'm promising you, whatever some of those matches are on there, you're probably going to get a few of them right. But there are a few more Shawn Michaels matches coming your way on this list. I mean, there's a reason why he was known as Mr. WrestleMania. Just the matches he had. And Kurt Angle was just not some other opponent. He was an elite athlete of his own, and they just had that chemistry. And Shawn ended up putting Angle over at Mania. And then they had two more great matches that I can remember. And if you never even had the definitive winner, it was a draw. But that's just me, like I said, that this was an awesome match, and some people might have this match higher up. I would not blame you if you had this match higher up, but there are some matches on here. In fact, there's 10 matches that I think are better than this one, or at least, in my opinion, I enjoy more. But again, like I said, this is opinion-wise, so this match will probably be higher up on your list. I wouldn't blame you. But for me, when I did this list, there was just other matches I just enjoyed more. This does not mean this match sucked, because like I said, when I do this ranking list, these top 15 matches I did, these are the matches I love to watch the most at Mania. Even though it's the WrestleMania matches. And they're all awesome matches in their own way. At least in my opinion. But this one is a fact that this match was excellent. Highly recommend. Go back and watch it.